Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the OCNJ Local, your podcast for everything happening here in America's greatest family resort. We're your hosts, Dominic Doherty and Drew Fazy.
And we are your local guys.
Look at us, Drew, being consistent here, just like we said we would.
How about it?
It's about time. About time. Today, we are going to release the Hounds and talk about this past weekend's Doodah Parade, where Basset Hounds and canines of all types descend upon Ocean City for their annual parade. It is quite an event. You know, I saw a trailer driving by, like Basset Hounds of this county. I was like, wow, I didn't realize that Basset Hounds had such a tight knit community amongst themselves. And it's not just, your dog walking down Asbury Avenue onto the boardwalk. These dogs are dressed up, they're in costumes. It's quite a spectacle. So if you missed it this year, put it on your calendar for next year, because it's definitely something to see.
It sure is. And it's the this year was the 38th annual Doodah Parade.
Wow.
So started in Ocean City in 1986. The Doodah Parade actually started in Pasadena, California in 1978 as sort of an irreverent alternative to the Parade of Roses. And it was started by five guys in a bar talking about, I guess they didn't like the inconvenience or whatever of the Parade of Roses in Pasadena. So they said, "Hey, let's start our own parade." And it was goofy and had all kinds of characters in it, and it got traction and became a big event. And it was copied over the years by Columbus, Ohio, Kalamazoo, Michigan, Norfolk, Virginia, and of course, Ocean City adopted it in '86, but with its own twist. So Ocean City is features the Basset Hounds, and there's hundreds of them come in from all over.
So the other parades, are they Basset Hounds too, or are they just other kind of?
No, they're. I think they each have their own little twist on it, but no, the other ones do not feature Basset Hounds. And like ours, there's floats, there's marching bands, Basset Hounds. People get dressed up. It's kind of a salute to humor and comedy, and there's impersonators, Groucho Marx, Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley impersonators, and then there's also the local stuff. You have Trash Buster, you have Underdog Lady, you have the Wizard of Oz, and you have Martin Mollusk.
Underdog Lady she's been in parades forever.
Halloween, Christmas, yep.
She makes all her own costumes. Like, Underdog Lady gets a bad rap. She's a very talented seamstress, and she puts it on. She puts on a show every time. Like, she's will be missed at some point for sure.
Yeah, well, Howard. Hey, she was on the Howard Stern show, right? She's a big deal,
dude. Underdog Lady, man, local legend.
Yeah,
or should I say, locally infamous, internationally famous.
There you go.
Probably a good term for Underdog Lady.
You also have the Pittman Hobo Band. They come every year, so that's a big part of the show. Adding music to the parade. So the parade starts at 6th and Asbury. It travels south on Asbury down to 12th Street. It turns left and goes up 12th Street to the boardwalk. When they get to the boardwalk, they turn left again, and the parade finishes at 6th in the boardwalk. Although it's not really finished. I mean, the parade is finished, but the grand marshal always sticks around. I think he or she goes to the music pier and signs autographs, and you get pictures taken. This year, it was former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green. Last year, it was Brian Propp from the Flyers. The year before was second baseman Mickey Morandini, former Philly. And we've had some famous people in Doodah Parade. We've got Joan Rivers, Larry Storch, Mickey Rooney, Soupy Sales, Captain Noah. So
Captain
there's
Noah.
some pretty famous, at least locally famous.
Joan Rivers, that's a pretty big one. I didn't know
That is a
she
big
did
one.
the Doodah Parade.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
big one. She was
Mickey Rooney. That's a big name.
yeah,
Years past. Yeah,
definitely, man. Wow, what an event here. You know, one of
yeah.
the things that, Ocean City offers, it's funny, it actually came up in a work meeting I had on Friday. They're like, my boss made a comment about Ocean City and what was going on this week, and I'm like, the Doodah Parade, and everyone was like, "What are you talking about?" So it's one of those events that kind of flies under the radar here. Um, Yet, the town was crowded. There were people around. Like, it was a busy Saturday.
There was a couple thousand people involved in that parade.
Yeah, it just kind of goes to what Frank was speaking to when we were talking about the budget, how Ocean City is so year round, and becoming more year round, and events like that definitely help draw a crowd.
Yeah.
Now, were you able to get Lulu in the parade? I mean, she should be in the parade.
Lulu could not pass for a Basset Hound.
Does it have to be? It has to be Basset Hounds. You can't have like.
I don't know if there's a restriction, Dom, but that's all I saw were Basset Hounds. And it's funny. This has happened to me before, kind of by accident. A couple of years ago, I was driving down, I think Ocean, in the 10th, 11th Street area. I forget exactly where. It doesn't matter. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing dozens of people walking Basset Hounds, and it's a little startling when you see them all together and aren't ready for it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, they're an interesting dog breed to begin with. The big
Yes,
floppy ears. I mean, that's got to be quite a hike for them. Like,
that's a long walk for
it's a long
dogs
walk
with
for
those short.
anybody, if you ask
Yeah,
me.
yeah, it's
You
pretty
know,
long.
that's a hike, dude. All the way from 6th and Asbury back down to the boardwalk, and then all the way back to 600 boardwalk. Like,
Yep,
that's
yep. And
that's
then again,
wild.
a lot of people go back to the music pier because everyone gets a commemorative T-shirt. Plus, they give out awards, and they're worth mentioning. There's the Golden Hot Dog Award and the Double Doggy Doodah Glutton for Punishment Award. So that's given to people who have marched in Doodah parades in other areas. So if you participate in another area, you get the Double Doggy Doodah Glutton for Punishment Award.
Wow. So it's not just a community of Basset Hounds. It's a community within Doodah paraders, if you will.
Right, right.
Interesting.
But you're right. It is a long walk, and it ends at 6th and Asbury. I guess a lot of people go back to the music pier, but as you say, maybe not everyone, because their dogs are probably exhausted by the end of that, and all the excitement. Dogs. If you get a lot of mental stimulation tires them out. So.
A lot of mental stimulation
And
tires you out too, Drew. This age.
it does. It does. I'll take a nap after this episode.
You and me both,
And
maybe.
it probably looked different this year, ending at 6th and the boardwalk. I mean, in past years, Wonderland Pier would be open, right? And they'd end at Wonderland Pier. So it probably had a completely different look and feel.
You know, listen, if we're gonna stick with this Simpsons theme here, we got "Release the Hounds," the famous quote by Mr. Burns. I'm gonna take a second here and follow another Homer Simpson quote that ironically he got a television show for in the television show called Grind My Gears. And yes, it did definitely look different. You go down to 600 Boardwalk now and it is not the same. The turrets are down, everything's down. It doesn't look great, right? It's not something that anyone in our town wants to see. What I think is, I don't want to use the word exacerbating, or what's taking this whole situation over the top in recent weeks is the activity and the negativity on social media at this point. You know, we had Save Wonderland come on here and they had a good message, right? Keep Ocean City magical. Keep it a place where families want to come. Keep it a place. Sorry, my dog's freaking out. Speaking of dogs, keep it a place where families want to come. Make it a draw for people, you know, and that message is great. And I feel that over the past few months, that message has gotten completely diluted and it's turned into a let's complain about taxes and the mayor. Let's complain about, rezoning. Let's complain about, Mr. Mita himself. The latest thing I saw, this bigmistake.org. Come on, man. Like the whole first thing, it's about Mr. Mita coming in and being a quote unquote outside developer. I don't know. I walked past his house yesterday. So how is he an outside developer if I walked past his house in Ocean City yesterday? He's
building a house right around the corner from me. I walk by all the time.
Yeah. So how is he outside? He is calling the property Icona in Wonderland. Not Icona in Ocean City, Icona in Wonderland. He's keeping a Ferris wheel that doesn't work, a carousel that the person who operates it has to like physically stop and start with their own feet. And he's willing to rehab those and keep those on his property. But he's an outside developer. He's doing everything that he can to work with this community to keep the feel and implement his vision. And everybody is now attacking this guy like he's some kind of pariah who's trying to destroy Ocean City. Who else is coming? Have any of these groups made an offer to him? Where's your business plan? Where's your model? Because your websites all say there's a lot of great ideas that could replace this. Let's see one. Let's see a business plan. Let's see a model. Reach out to us. If you want to come and talk facts about your plan and what you're going to do to save it, who you got backing you up, how you're going to do it. Drew, if you don't want to be on, I'm fine. I'll do it myself. Please come on.
No, I'd love to hear that.
More than welcome to have you on and talk facts, not emotion, facts. What you got?
I'd love to see that, Dom. And I have to say that I agree with you that the at least from the social media standpoint, I haven't heard anything constructive lately out of Save Wonderland. And I agree with you that all I see now are attacks on the mayor, attacks on the city, attacks on, taxes and budget and the airport, and it's all very, very negative, which is fine. They have a right to do that,
Yeah.
because there is free speech in this country. However, they're a 501c3 nonprofit named Save Wonderland. So the goal, as we discussed with them on our podcast, is to try to save that property for a family friendly use, right? Which is an honorable goal. But again, I'm not hearing anything about that now. They've the organization seems to have morphed into uh, a uh, a, a, a tax watchdog like Fit, but in a very negative way on social media.
Look,
So,
and
so yeah,
and the whole
I would like to hear. I would like to hear, what their
give us a
business
business
plan
plan.
is, who their investors are to buy the property, because it is, as we all know, it's a personally held piece of real estate in Ocean City,
Privately
the
owned
city,
piece of real
privately.
estate.
Yeah,
And like all this complaining about the taxes, like it's a New Jersey state law. Like we have to do the revaluation. It's not like the city wants to come and say, "Hey, like, I want to, you know, redistribute taxes." Like I own one of these older homes. I'm one of these people that most likely is going to have to pay more in property taxes. Okay, well, guess what? For the past 10 years I've owned my home, I probably haven't been paying my share. So now I have to. Like, oh well, like enjoy the fact that you got it good for 10 years, right? And then 10 years from now, I'll be paying less than my share because the island will continue to go up in value. Like, and you complain about
but
taxes,
again,
like,
my
well,
beef is
hold on, let me
that.
finish this thought here real quick.
I'm sorry. Go
Like,
ahead.
you complain about taxes. Do you complain when the fire department shows up to your house in 2 minutes when it's an emergency? Do you complain that you can not lock your front door? Do you complain that like you don't have to lock your car? Like, do you complain that you can walk down the street and know you're safe? Like, that's part of what makes this place special. And if you got to pay for it, you pay for it. In all of my time, you get what you pay for. And we get something really good for pretty cheap. So, especially compared to a lot of the surrounding
Yeah,
areas,
relatively speaking, that is the truth.
relatively speaking, we get things that are really good at a really cheap rate. So, like, I want to end this grinding my gears here segment because I don't want to slip into that world of negativity. Negativity breeds negativity. If you're going to sit out here and you're going to go into these groups that aren't just for people in Ocean City, they're for people that come to Ocean City. They're for tourists, second homeowners, day trippers, whatever. Why, if I'm going to come here and come on vacation, why would I come to a town where it's just constant negativity, constant drama, constant junk going on in these feeds when I can take my money and go somewhere else where people are talking about the nice things that are happening in their town, the good things they got going on? Like, I saw a post the other day where someone asked to borrow a lawnmower because their lawnmower broke. And people were like, yeah, I got one. Sure, no problem. Like, that's what those pages are for. Not for you to come in and, you know, push your agenda down people's throats. It's not.
You make a really good point there, Dom, that if the goal is to keep Ocean City a family friendly place, I'm not sure you're achieving your goal by going on social media and attacking people and being super negative about everything.
But again, you have a business plan. You want to come on, you want to talk facts about the money you raised, where it's going, how you're using it to potentially save that property. Hit up Drew or I. Happy to have you on and happy to talk about it. You know, in the meantime, though, like, give us all a little break, man. Like, please, like,
There's
give
enough
us,
chaos in the world. We don't need
yeah,
it.
like, give us a
Yeah.
break. Like, please. But anyway,
Hey,
Maybe
can we end with one? Are you done? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
yeah, I'm
interrupt.
done grinding my gears here. I
Okay.
appreciate everybody listening to my rant. Oh,
I need,
one more
I
thing I
need,
do want to say. One more thing I do want to say is somebody stopped me on the street and said, "Hey, I really enjoy what you and I are doing here." And they had a unique experience in both in hospitality in hotels and in realtors and as a realtor, and they said to me, "I'm a concierge for one of the hotels in town, and I get calls all the time for people that want to stay for 2 or 3 days, and I don't have it. I don't have it." When I would do weddings and events and weddings, people want to stay Friday to Sunday. They don't want to stay for 7 days. I can't accommodate people because I don't have rooms. So there is a demand for it. There is a demand out there. Whether it's going to be enough to fill this proposed hotel, who knows? But I know that right now that is who if we look at the facts, that's who owns the property. That's their vision. They have a track record of building beautiful homes and doing amazing jobs with their properties all up and down the East Coast. And that's where we are. If we need to get a redevelopment zoning or something like that, or some sort of tax break, look at Atlantic City. Look at the Ocean Resort. That was the Revel, and it sat there empty for years and years and years and years, and it was an eyesore. Well, it was pretty. I shouldn't say that. It wasn't an eyesore, but it was a giant empty building. It sucked. They worked with the state. They came up with some sort of tax abatement. Now it's probably one of the top 2 casinos in Atlantic City. It's thriving. Shows, restaurants, Steven Starr's going in there this summer. Like there's all kinds of great stuff going on in that property because they got a little break and they've revitalized that end of the boardwalk with that resort. Now, Ocean City and Atlantic City are different. I'm just saying maybe you get a little reprieve here to put a bunch of money in and revitalize something and it could work. Just saying. Anyway, I'm
okay.
done.
So, two things. Number one, my takeaway is I don't want to get on your bad side. That's number one. Um,
I've
Number
heard that
two,
before.
I need to correct a mistake I made in our shout outs. I mentioned one of a sophomore high school basketball player, and I called him Jared Lenko. It's Josh Lenko is the player. Jared is his father,
Okay.
who's a very nice guy, and from what I hear, was a stellar athlete when he was younger. But the son is Josh, and he's a real nice kid. So I just want to make that correction.
Oh, and maybe next time I see Mr. Lanko, I will call him out the same way you called me out in front of Clifford. I think I will have to do that to get you back because that was quite embarrassing when you did that. I didn't say it at the time, but you know, not only that, but Clifford is not a very small young man, to say the
No,
least.
he's not.
He is a very well put together individual. Let's put it that way. Anyone that's wrestling at 280 pounds, God bless you. God bless you.
285. And I mean,
Two,
he's athletic.
yeah,
He's not
yeah,
just a big kid. He's a very strong, athletic kid
yeah.
and a nice
So,
kid.
thank
Clifford's
God
a
because I was
very nice
afraid he
kid.
was going to stand up and destroy me. But no, he isn't. He's an Eagle Scout, and that's pretty
Yeah.
cool too. Where he's going for his Eagle Scout. But anyway, we got way off the rails here, man, and I apologize for that. It's just something I felt that needed to be said because it it sucks. And you have great events like the Doodah Parade. You got the block party coming up. You got all these fun things that go on here in this town. And those are the things that we should be talking about. Those are the
Yep.
things that we should be promoting on social media. That's how you keep Ocean City magical. That's how you do it.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Totally agree.
well, thank you everyone for my therapy session today. If you
I think you're
need my
hangry.
I could be hangry. I'm 30 39, almost 40 hours in. So Yeah, man, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it.
God
All right,
bless.
everyone. Again, I appreciate the therapy session. If you need my insurance information, reach out. We'll get you the bill. This has been the OCNJ Local, your podcast for everything fun and happy happening here in America's greatest family resort.
Peace.